Hey, it's Korinn, 365 Days of Open Heart Living, day number 98, Out of Control. We all have had moments of feeling out of control, like life is getting away from us or aspects of life are getting away from us. Maybe we don't feel completely, holistically, all-encompassingly out of control, but maybe there's an aspect of how you have been living that feels out of control. It's common, it's normal, but it is almost kind of like there's an alarm bell going off. Because when we feel out of control with something, it's a signal to examine, to have some self-examination with that thing that feels out of control, and to push the reset button, to start moving in a different way that has more control to it, that has more stability to it, that has more intention. That because when we're out of control, right, then we can have like the opposite idea in our mind of like what would be less out of control. But it's having the idea and then being intentional about making a shift, resetting, changing something, tweaking something so that that spiral that we're in can simmer the heck down. Because when we feel out of control, it's like a spiral. You know, think, I'm getting an image right now. Growing up, we had the spinny chair in our den, we called it, and it was straight out of the 70s. It had wooden legs and was this cushiony chair, but it spun. It was really fun because me and my little brother, we would sit in it, and then the other one would push the chair and it would spin and spin and spin and spin and spin. Oh God, I could almost get nauseous now thinking about that. But what happens when you spiral and you are spinning out of control is that eventually whoosh, you spin out and you fall off. So as kids, we would spin and spin and spin until we would fall off, or we would stop, or whatever. And then the after effect of that is that it looks like the room is spinning, right? Have you experienced this? Maybe as a child too, spinning in a spinny chair as well? That when we are out of control, we are spinning to the point of being completely kicked out of the seat we're sitting in, thrown across the room, falling on the floor, and that stops our spinning, our spiraling, is when we fall hard and we hit. So sometimes when we're out of control, we have to spin out. We have to get a point to a stop point where we hit something that's definite, a definite no, a definite stop point. But even when that happens, keep in mind that your vestibular, your inner kind of ability to perceive has been in that constant spiral, that constant spinning, and it's going to need to take some time to work itself out so that your actual view of life is not in the appearance that it is still spinning when you have hit your stop, your hard stop. So be gentle with yourself, give yourself grace, and know that when you're ready to hit the reset button and being out of control in something or in some way or in an area of your life, that there's going to be that space, that gap of the momentum that was built up in spiraling. There's an adjustment time where we still feel like things are spiraling around us. And we just need to get through that in between part so that we have more strength building up from day to day to day, and taking our control back and being our person who is our greatest asset in our corner, because we are the one doing the work of stopping the spiral from continuing to be out of control. So that space of coming off of the spinniness, where we're like, still spinning, even though we have hit that stop, there's a space there, and be gentle and kind and gracious with yourself. I would, I guess the reason that I'm bringing this up now is for personal reasons, because I have something in my life that feels out of control, and I'm not even going to name it because it doesn't matter, right? But what matters is, do you feel out of control about something? Is there something in your life, a habit, a pattern, a mode of communication when you come together with a specific person that feels out of control? When you're with that person and communicating, does it get to the space where it spirals and spins? Is there, it could be finances, it could be the laundry that feels out of control. I mean, there's so many things in our human world that can feel like it's out of control. Maybe my junk drawer is out of control. That is the honest truth, but that's not my out of control thing. There's so many things. So just pause a moment and ask yourself, close your eyes, to center and to be inner reflective, self-reflective. Take a couple breaths to assist in yourself in this centering. And now that you have turned your attention inward and are centered in reflection, I want you to ask yourself this question and listen for your answer that will come spontaneously from the wisdom that is contained within you that knows yourself. What is it that is out of control in my life? All right, so now that you know your thing, and if it's something like a junk drawer or something like that, this next part probably isn't gonna really matter. Like, really, your reset is clean out your junk drawer, schedule a time on your calendar to do it. But if your thing that's out of control in your life is more personal to how you feel day to day to day, then I wanted to talk to you about the effect that being out of control has. Because when you are out of control, it's not really that you are only out of control in this little confined space, and that it is kind of tucked away and doesn't, relate to any other part of your life. No, no, no. When you are out of control with something, that has an effect in other areas of your life as well. It's like you're tethered to this thing, like a ball and chain, and the thing that feels out of control, you don't have a handle on. And so it's heavy, it's weighted, you're carrying this burden, you're dragging it along through the rest of your life. And even though it's not something that's on your mind all the time, or it's not something that has, maybe a huge effect on your life in the big scale of things, if you have something that feels out of control, there is an undertone decreasing how you are across the board, because that thing that's out of control is taking away from you. If the thing that's out of control is that way that you react or communicate with a certain person, and it feels like you just can't get a handle on dealing with it better, or it always feels like a spark, a flame that gains fire, and it's just, it's out of control for making it a more cohesive working connection, relationship, or that piece in you that flames around that person that feels out of control. How is that affecting you? If it is something that you're out of control with, like a habit, like you can't stop buying scratch off tickets, or you keep stopping at McDonald's, or, like food, or anything that's like gratification, the use of the social media, right? If that is something that feels out of control, then it has an effect on how you are functioning, the level that you're functioning at, and it is decreasing that kind of vibrancy because it's heavy. You know that it's out of control. You know that it is excessive. You know that it's something that you should probably address. But in being out of control, sometimes the thing goes on and on and on until we fall off the chair, hit the floor, and have a hard stop. So whatever it was that was brought up in your mind that is out of control for you, you need to know that it's not isolated. It is affecting other parts of your life too. And maybe if you think about it, those parts of your life come up. Maybe it's affecting your self-confidence. Maybe it's affecting your motivation. Maybe it's affecting your stamina to get through the tasks that you need to get through. Maybe it's affecting your mental health, your stress level. There's so many things. It's not isolated. It is affecting you to a detriment. So what can you do about feeling out of control? You can get real. Get real with yourself. Just like in this moment, when you had the opportunity to slow down, to close your eyes, to shift your focus from the world that you live in and how you interact with that, to be turned inward, focusing on the space that is you on the inside, mind, body, heart, and soul. That is what you can do when you feel out of control, is bring your attention inward And like you did, you found an answer pop up within you and just asking a question. What in my life is out of control? Boom. Okay, awareness. Where did that awareness come from? Because as you're spiraling in your life and you are moving in every direction that the 360 is spinning you in, you're moving in so many different ways, such as life. But we don't often have the time to stop, to look inside of ourselves and to see that thing that we know it's getting out of control, but to see it, to be real with ourselves about it, and to point blank call a stone, or call the kettle black, or whatever the phrase is, to call it what it is. So now that you've called it what it is and you've identified what you're out of control about, the thing that can be helpful is to move back into that space of stillness and introspection. Just to pause. Awareness is so huge. You know, we move through our days unconsciously and just do the things we need to do. And when we do stop and we have self-reflection and we take the time to pause, that's when not only the things we need to actually pay attention to and how we're living in our life kind of bubble up and are seen a little bit clearer, that, oh man, okay, yes, this is an issue, but there is space created in the pause and the stillness and the silence for other inspirations to come up and to give you the answers of the steps you need to take in hitting your reset button on that which feels out of control. So with that, I invite you to close your eyes, relax, feel your breath. Know that you are in good company. I too have something that feels out of control. And we are going to meditate together and gain personal insight that will give us direction for that space in between realizing what is out of control and working through it being out of control and spinning us and causing us to feel like we're still spinning. Moving with our effort and intention into a place of hope where that which is out of control is more manageable. Notice I said that. There's space in that, isn't there? Let your goal of that which is out of control to be more manageable. Sometimes it can be a hard stop, a cold turkey. Sometimes we can take effort to manage it as we move towards it stopping. Because as we know, the things that can be out of control in life, sometimes they take time to work out. Sometimes we fail and we need to restart again and again and again. There's grace in that. With each step you take, you are making it more manageable for yourself in the long run by being intentional, taking the step to gain your self-control. Breathe in again. Know that you are a capable, powerful human being, full of wisdom, full of light. See that light opening up inside of you. Like a little crack, that light is opening up. The light of awareness. See it in your body wherever it's showing itself. The light of awareness opening up in you. And as you watch that opening, I want you to notice how that light of awareness spreads throughout your body and reaches all ends of you physically. The light shines through your head, through your mind. It shines through your hands, through your palms. It shines through your mouth, through your lips, your voice. It shines through your feet, through your connection to the earth. It shines through your heart, through your connection to yourself. And this light of consciousness that shines all through you is your inner wisdom. See it, feel it, know it. Know it is there to draw from. And as this light of wisdom shines all through you, you are centered in your self-awareness. And you are able to ask yourself now this question and listen for the answer. What is the best thing I can do for myself to stop the spiraling and have better self-control? Take note of that which came forward in you as your personal step. Open your eyes. You are your own answer. You have inner wisdom that you can access. Nobody else can access that for you. Nobody else can take the steps for you that you can take. You are empowered by that inner light that shines bright and shines brighter when you connect with it and you trust it to guide you, to lead you. I can feel that crack where the light is pouring in. And where it is in your body, I want you to feel it, where that light is pouring in from the opening of your consciousness. Can you feel it? Take note of how it feels different, of what that opening feels like in your body. Your light opening in your body. I mean, really, after all, wisdom does come from within, right? The light of wisdom is in you. May you live your heart.